Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with my 2015 yearly favourites. So this is kind of like a favourites video, but instead of just my favourite products of the month, it is my favourite sort of consistent products of the whole entire year. So this one is going to be my high-end yearly favourites, my high-end favourites, so stuff that you can't get sort of in your local drugstore. But yeah, so this is just going to be all my high-end makeup, and I'm going to start with my sort of base products first. It is the Smashbox Camera Ready BB Cream. This is in the shade Fair. I could probably go up one to the light, but I really do love this product. I use it instead of a moisturizer a lot of the time if I just want a little bit of coverage without having to apply moisturizer, foundation, you know, everything like that. I've been really loving using this as my moisturizer. I do really like this also underneath foundation if I just want to sort of boost my foundation even more and become even more sort of full coverage. I do like applying this as a sort of moisturizer, primer and like a base for my foundation. It's just a really nice product. It's quite good for oily skin. Like obviously I still get a bit oily. I always need to set it with a powder anyway. BB creams I go extra oily because it is so hydrating, but this product doesn't do that. It's really nice. It's a really good skin tone. It sort of blends well with your skin, but it is very, very good. A couple more foundations I have. They're both sort of roughly the same. They're both full coverage and they both have a sort of demi-matte finish. The first one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I really do love this foundation. It stays matte as well as it could stay matte on oily skin. It's very, very good for oily skin, I will say that. You probably still have to blot like at least once. I'd say if not maximum of one time. It's very good at controlling oil. It's very hard for the sort of oils to break through the product, so it just has a sort of glow to it. Whereas some products will just break up when they come in contact with oil, whereas this is very good. Like I said, it's full coverage, it's very flawless, it's very thick, and it does set as well. I still set it with a powder anyway, just to make double sure that everything's going to stay in place for as long as possible. This is a very, very good foundation if you are oily. Same with the next one, which is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus foundation. I love this foundation. It's sort of the perfect shade as well. Even when I'm at my fairest, it's the perfect shade. I believe it's number 20. It is a mattifying foundation, which I do agree. It's sort of a demi-matte, so it's not completely powder matte. It has a little bit of a natural look to the skin, which I really like. I don't really like it where it looks like I've caked on a mask and it's like really thick and just flat. I like it so it looks like my sort of natural skin, because I am, although I'm like dolled up right now, I do like my skin to look fairly natural. Again, that is very full coverage, is mattifying, it helps control the oil, it's very good at those. It's very, very flawless again. It's not as thick as the Double Wear, but it does set, so I do recommend sort of applying it in one area at a time. Same with the Double Wear, just apply it one area at a time, really work that product in that area, and then move on to the other places. Face Luminizing Gel, it's the Makeup Forever Uplight. It looks like this. This is in the shade number 11, which I believe is Cool Pink or Light Pink. And I use this as a primer for my highlighter. So it's very similar to like how I use the M.A.C Cream Colour Base. This is in the shade Pearl, which is another favourite. I love to apply these underneath my highlighters. It just really, really intensifies the highlighter. This is more of a gel liquid consistency, so I like to prime my skin with my normal primers and then apply it to the high points of my face as a sort of highlighting primer. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I purchased this year and this is just an amazing product. Mine is in the shade Fair Neutral. I could probably get another shade for when I'm more tan, but I just love how natural it is. It's very full coverage. It's just very, although it's more of a thick product, I wouldn't say it's as thick as the Pro Longwear Concealer, but it is a more thicker product, and it is weightless. It describes it as a weightless complete coverage concealer, and I completely 100% agree with that. It doesn't feel like I'm really cakey underneath my eye. It's just a really lovely product. It's so natural, it highlights the skin, it just looks flawless. And then I have the M.A.C Prep and Prime Highlighter Pen. I have been liking this just recently from, well, after I have sort of contoured my nose, I like to run this down the centre just to really neaten up that contour area, and it's nice and highlighting and bright because it is a light pink shade. Really good underneath your eyes as a really like highlighted pop, so it's really good for different purposes. I've just really been loving using it down my nose, which you've probably seen in quite a few tutorials. And then the last concealer is my Studio Finish Concealer from M.A.C. I need to get a new one of these. I believe this is in the shade NC15, but I love this to clean up my brows. So I go in with a flat shader brush and go right up underneath my brows and really carve them out. This is the concealer that I do favour to do that because it doesn't really crease, it stays on your skin really well, and it's a very sort of full coverage concealer without looking heavy and cakey. So I have a couple of contour kits. I have the cream contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in the original light, but I believe they've now changed it up. And I also have the powder version from Anastasia Beverly Hills as well. I got this product last Christmas and I've used it pretty much every time I've done my makeup ever since. And I got this sort of in the summertime. I did a first impression on this product. I do want to pick up the new fair or light shade because they are more cool toned, whereas these are quite warm. But these are really good for like using these to highlight underneath your eyes. Like I've used the pink underneath my eyes today and it's really highlighted them. And it's also good to use these shades as well to bronze up the skin. In my powder contour kit, I love pretty much all the shades. The only shade I don't really use is Java, but I will sometimes use that if, like when I am tanned, I will use that as my contour because it's just a little bit warmer. I also love using them as eyeshadows. They are so pigmented and they're just so creamy. I have a couple of blushes. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love M.A.C blushes. I've only got 4, considering how much I love them, but I do want to pick up some more. As you can see, I love Pink Swoon. It's such a gorgeous girly pink, and I do love these warm tones as well. I've been wearing them a lot more just recently. I love M.A.C blushes. They are just so creamy and smooth. Like, although they're powdered, they don't come out powdery. They blend into the skin and they just look so natural and beautiful. And then another one is the Daniel Sandler Watercolor Fluid Blush. Again, I got this last Christmas from my mother-in-law. She knows me so well. And this is in the shade Gentle. It's a really gorgeous tanned rose shade. So there's the product. Tiny drop, and you can literally just blend it out. It is such a gorgeous tan shade. I love using this as sort of base to apply my blush to, especially if I've gone sort of very dark and heavy on my eyes. I like to add a more tanned blush because it just brings a little bit more life back into your skin. I love using it with my Hourglass Dim Infusion blusher. I want to pick up some more of these because they are just amazing. It's so luminous. It's such a perfect sort of natural tan shade, and it goes perfect with this watercolor blush as well. And a highlighter I have been loving is obviously the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator. This is in the shade Starlight. Mine has broken, which I am very, very sad about, but it's such a gorgeous white, silvery gold shade. It is just such a perfect, intense highlighter. I really want to pick up all the rest of them. Setting sprays as well. So the first one is the M.A.C Prep and Prime Fix Plus. Obviously, if you've been watching any of my makeup tutorials, you know how much I love this product. I love to use it before I start my makeup. I love to use it after I finish my makeup. I love to use it during. You can use it for so many different things as well. It's such a multitasking purpose product. And then the other one, which isn't in the original bottle, it's the Model in a Bottle setting spray. I love this stuff. The pump does no longer work on this bottle. Otherwise, you would see me use it in more tutorials. But I haven't got around to picking one up yet, a new one up yet. But it is such a good makeup setting spray, especially for oily skin. So what I tend to do is I tend to setting spray my face. So I use the Fix Plus to settle any powders to get rid of that cakey powdery effect on the skin, and then I will go in with something like the Model in a Bottle or the like the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix spray, and just to lock in all of that makeup so it lasts a really long time. The Model in a Bottle is such an amazing product for, especially if you have oily skin. It's really good for sort of occasions, special occasions, if you've got to wear makeup a really long time. It just sets and locks that product in place. It's pretty much like hairspray for your face. It's just such an amazing product. Now I'm going to move on to eyes, eyebrows and lip products. I have been loving quite a few different eyeshadows this year. I purchased my first Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette, which was the World Traveller Shadow Couture, and then I quickly purchased the second one, which was the Self-Made. I am obsessed with the eyeshadows. I really do want to buy all of their individual ones. Dior eyeshadows, I purchased the Greige eyeshadow palette. I think this was last year. I love these shadows. They are so creamy, so pigmented. They are just so beautiful. They are so buttery. They just glide on your skin. They're so pigmented, like I said, and they are just such a beautiful product. And of course, I can't forget my MAC eyeshadows. These are two of my most favourite eyeshadow. This is Omega from MAC. I use it as a transition shade, I use it as an eyebrow colour. I just love that shade, it's just so universal. And then of course I can't forget about Nylon from MAC again, obviously. It is such a gorgeous highlight colour. I love it underneath my brows, I love it in my inner corner. An eye primer that I have been loving, of course, is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the original formula. I need to buy a full size for myself. I've got one for my kit, but I haven't got one for myself, so I need to purchase a new one of those because I'm running out. But that is just such an amazing primer. You just apply it to your eyelid and your eyeshadows last all day. I've been loving MAC pigments this year. I bought the Size to Go pigments last year and I've been using them all this year. I've used them in so many different tutorials, especially just recently. There are so many different uses that you can use pigments for. You can use them as an eyeshadow, you can mix Fix Plus into it, so it's a really pigmented eyeshadow, more Fix Plus into it and make an eyeliner. You can use it for so many different things and they have such a beautiful colour selection. I have a couple of eyeliners. I have the Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion and also the Fascinating Eye Kohl from MAC. I love both make of eyeliners. They are just incredible. The eye kohls from MAC are so pigmented and so smooth. You really want to find a product that is very smooth, especially when you're working around your eyes with it. So eyeliners like the Decay ones, they're very smooth as well. You don't really want something that's very hard because it's going to tug on your eyes, but these just glide on so beautifully. They don't tug on your eyes. They're so pigmented. You can blend them out. You can literally do anything with them and they are such beautiful colours that they come in. The mascara I've been loving is the MAC Extended Giga Black Lash. I think I purchased this last year, Christmas time. And this is an amazing product, especially for my lower lashes. I just really love it underneath there because you can get really into those lashes and you can use it very easily. And it's waterproof, so it does sort of last on my lower lashes. Eyelashes I have been loving is House of Lashes. I've got the Feline and the Bambi ones here. I just love House of Lashes eyelashes. I love also applying them with the House of Lashes eyelash adhesive. This is the best adhesive I have ever tried. It dries very quickly and it stays tacky for a very long, gives you a lot more workability to apply your eyelashes, because obviously you want to wait for the glue to get tacky but you don't want to wait too long that it dries. But this does stay tacky for a very long time and it's very hard to get off, so you have to be very careful when taking off your eyelashes. I have been loving the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. These have been amazing this year. They create such a detailed brow. It just looks flawless, really. You can create sort of natural brows with it, you can create very defined full brows with it. It's just a very workable product and it's waterproof, I think, and sweat proof. It's such a good product, especially if you work a lot and you want obviously your brows to stay on all day. It's a very good product. So I think that's all my eyes. I think I'm going to move on to lips. Sorry I'm talking so quickly, it's just because I know it's going to be such a long video anyway. I just want to sort of get through all the products so I can tell you about the product rather than rambling. So lipsticks, I have been loving obviously my MAC and my Jared Cosmetic lipsticks. No particular colour in mind, just I love all of them. The pigmentation and the creaminess of them is so amazing as well. They have all different finishes as well. Some are matte, some are more of a luster, some are more like a satin. There are just so many different finishes and they just the quality of them is just beyond amazing. I have obviously been loving my Dior Addict lipstick and my Dior Addict Extreme. I only have a couple of colours, but I love these products. They are such a great product just to add like a little tint to your mouth. So like this one is just a really gorgeous pink, kind of matches what I'm wearing today. But they're kind of like a very pigmented lip balm. They are just such a high quality. They are so creamy, and I love the basic one, which you can't really see anymore, but it's just a really gorgeous wearable shimmery shiny pink, which is just perfect. And then of course I have been loving the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks. I'm using the middle one today. Bloodline is possibly my all-time favorite ever. They just have such amazing pigmentation. It's just really smooth. It doesn't dry out your lips, which is quite a common thing with liquid lipsticks. They do dry up your lips and they do feel very sort of chalky and cakey, but these just glide on really smoothly, and it just kind of feels like my lips, I kind of forget that I have like a really bright colour on until like I look in a mirror or someone's like sees it. But it's just such a smooth application. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful thing. I really want to try the Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. That's like the next thing on my wish list. But yeah, so those were all of my makeup products. Okay, so that was all of my high-end makeup favorites of the year 2015. It's just crazy that the year, literally tomorrow, is going to be 2016. That is just crazy. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video, especially this one. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and my drugstore yearly favourites will be up very shortly. And yeah, I will talk to you all very, very soon.